Hi, this is Easy Clacaele.
Hi, my name is Tiara T2 Rad.
And Claudia La Pacheca.
And we are KT Azteca, an indigenous network bringing you everything from a powwow to Mexica New Year's, creating networks where you could jump in and help out.
So we're just introducing ourselves for this first video. Would you like to introduce yourself first?
Yeah, so already did. My name is Easy. So like I said, these videos are going to be focused on creating a network of indigenous roots, interviewing people from powwows, sweat lodges, and ourselves. So let's just get into the introductions. Here we go. What made a what how we were introduced to danza. So I'll share my story. It was back in like what 2009. We just moved out here to San Bernardino, and my sister here, Tiara, was the one that was like, "Hey, come out and check this group out and dance for a while." I was like, "All right," so I checked it out. It wasn't for me at the beginning, but as I started going more and more, I fell in love with it, and now I'm over here just drumming away, and that's what made me continue with the danza.
Yeah. I joined danza when it was in 2008, transitioning 2009. I've been dancing since then. My sister actually she went to Valley College, and there was a danza group that went to her school and performed, and she really liked it. So she found out where they practiced and everything, and she took me and my mother to the practice.
Uh-huh. I
So
remember it was pretty cool.
yeah, and then we invited my brother afterwards. So yeah, ever since then we've been in danza.
My turn.
Yeah.
And the way I was introduced was through sunrise ceremonies. So I was part of Mecha, and during cultural events, when we did have sunrise ceremonies, an elder who also led a danza group would come and give his words, share knowledge, and slowly I was introduced to danza because then his group would come and share that energy, that medicine, and that was up north in Davis area, and moving back down in Southern California, I came back to Riverside, and I didn't know of any groups. So a friend that was also in Mecha got in contact with a group in Ontario, and that's how I got introduced. So the Ontario group, which is the Familias en Cali, was my first home danza group, and they're still up and running. And 10 years later now I'm in a leadership position, grateful from the teachings that they gave, and still continue those teachings, because the the part of me that wants to continue danza is for the next 7 generations, because this is medicine and it's something that I have pride for, and because it's our roots. And a lot of times when we come um, to another culture, well, not that I came to another culture because I was born in the U.S., but the idea that we have to let go of our roots in order to fit in, it messes with your mind. And this to me is medicine because it still connects me to my roots. And there's a saying that la cultura cura, the culture cures you. So that's part of my motivation to pass it on to the little ones.
Wow.
Yeah,
Next
that,
question.
that's
Amazing.
true. That is true because one of the things that also made me want to continue was like the identity that this is who I am,
Uh-huh.
not I'm supposed to be American or this perception of want to be white instead of like I'm indigenous, I'm brown, and I'm from this land. And reconnecting our history is the most important thing to pass on to the next generations.
Just keeping it alive,
Yeah.
practically. Okay, so with that being said, what made what made me take on the leadership role? Um, Taking on the leadership role made me realize that I would have a big impact on younger brown women, people who look like me, and just knowing that pushes me to do better as a leadership and taking on the tasks. That is one of the main reasons why I took on this leadership role, because I know I have young ones looking up to me and I want to show them things can be done right. That's why. I'm gonna pass it to my left.
To my right. And to me, taking a leadership role was because there was a lack of, in Riverside specifically, for a healthy space of danza. And so that was my motivation.
My motivation to continue as a leadership role in danza is passing on la cultura, the teachings, something that we don't learn in school, because in school we were never taught about our history, right? The only thing they taught us was like a date and one page out of like hundreds of pages of a book. So you don't really absorb anything from it, and doing this is like actual living history. So I get to appreciate more of my culture and spread it. So that's what made me want to take in the leadership role.
Okay, next question. What do you want to achieve and what is your vision for the future? So I'll answer it first. What I want to achieve is to grow our escuelita, where we do teach these lessons to the youth, have our circle get bigger, have more danza groups in the IE, and the vision for this, what we're doing, is also to spread it to other people in other cities, because I think Inland Empire gets neglected.
It does.
And so people don't know that things are happening here. And so just pushing that movement. Next.
So what I want to achieve is this network, creating a network where you could check us out, and you could check out any city that has a danza, and we go interview them and everything that has to do with the culture. So keeping it alive for our generations to come, our little young ones. And my vision is just to have more families involved, making more family involved space.
Yeah. And what is your vision for the future?
It is family space.
What I want to achieve is for kids to join our camp and our group, and making everyone feel welcomed and okay, and just welcoming them or having an open space for them to come and be who they are. And then for my future is to hopefully make KT Azteca a place for people to call home.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any advice for people who want to join the movimiento? To start off, you guys came to the right place. You guys came to KT Azteca, where we will give you knowledge of groups and like stuff, the meaning to a turtle shell or why we use it. So you came to the right space. And if you're looking for a group to call home, just go ahead and go to any group. Most groups are very welcoming, and just don't be afraid to ask questions and be respectful. Yeah. So to my right.
My advice is asking if the danza group is an open circle or a closed circle, because sometimes there might be a group in your city, but perhaps they're closed and they don't want anyone to join. So we have to be respectful with that, and also asking what to wear is important, and actually in any ceremony, out of respect, and also asking what the protocols are on entering and also exiting the space.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up? Next.
My advice is just, come super enthusiastic, wanting to learn about the cultura here, like our little young one is popping up in and out. It's pretty cool. And ready to learn a new lifestyle, because it's just like detaching from the Western world and reconnecting to your roots. So just having an open mind that every space is different, but the drum beat stays the same. So that's my advice. Just come super enthusiastic.
Yeah, just come with an open heart and willing to learn.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. So check it out. We brought some instruments here to show, talk about a little bit about this. So, quick question to all of you guys out here. Do you guys know what this represents, this instrument?
It's an armadillo shell, I'll tell you that.
Yes, beautiful.
Yes.
Yes. Claudia?
What it represents resistance.
Resistance. So, just a quick story. When the Spanish came in to the Mexica world, a lot of stuff got taken away because it was legal to just to even drum and do our own danzas. So we had to go underground and take up a new instruments. So the new instruments we started doing as our own people was this turtle shell, boy,
Armadillo.
armadillo shell, to keep the beats of the dances alive. And it's really simple, And that's how the beats were preserved through this instrument. You guys want to say a little something about it?
And actually, this form of native people having to transform their natural instruments into something that looks more European in a sense, even though even this doesn't come from Europe, right? Is that people were still have that spirit to continue the traditions, and even slaves that could not play their drums in other countries as well needed to preserve their beats,
culture.
Their beats, right? It goes
Mhm.
hand in hand, music. And so this
It's
is
identity.
yeah, to me this is a form of resistance.
Mm-hmm.
La resistencia.
Okay, next instrument.
It's T2 Rad.
What I have right here is a turtle shell. This is a form of way that they used to, again, preserve the beats of the danza. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. This is how it looks.
And actually, in the codices, you could see the instruments that they had, and one of the turtle shells is the instruments that we use to. That's how it was used to do danza, and they call it a mitoteo, because it was just a big gathering of danzantes in mitote.
Yeah. FYI, we do not murder these animals. We find them already passed on to the other world.
Yeah, you wanna just put the picture of the eagle real quick?
Yeah.
Let's talk about that one real quick, Claudia.
Well, it's not an eagle, it's a hawk.
A Cooper hawk, my bad.
Is it a Cooper hawk?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's a Cooper hawk, yet it looks really big. And that one was found
On the side of a road on the highway.
and so the way that it was taken apart was so that the animal can, in a sense, live again.
So yeah, what we did is just we put it in a shield. It's a shield, and we give it life again. So when we dance, and it's Claudia's chimali, when she dances it, you could see the hawk flying. So it has a repurpose. It was rebirth. So that's one of our indigenous teachings. Reusing what we have and not just leaving it to waste.
And
It might be dead, but it still serves a purpose.
And if you pay close attention, you can see in the back, Isu's copili. It's a venado, a venison. That one was actually gifted to him, but he converted into a copili. And that's actually his animal energy, I guess you can say, because he has Yeah. You want to talk about your venado?
Well, just a
little
quick
gift.
story about it. It was gifted to me through one of my maestros, Larry Bear Rivera, rest in peace. And just saw that I had, he just, it was a visionary. This man was amazing. He just said, like, he saw the energy of the venado, the masad in me and the leadership. So he gave me this head and he said that I would create something amazing. So that's just a quick story behind it. For next time, I'll bring the headdress so you guys could, we could just show it off.
And Claudia can bring her serpent belt.
Okay,
Yeah.
next instrument?
Yes.
Yeah, next.
All right, so next, I would say these are considered instruments. These are the ayayotes, and these go on our ankles. So when danzantes, they put them on, slip them on, tie them up, and so the seeds hit each other. So people don't necessarily need to put anything inside of them so that they make noise. Just by simply hitting each other, that's how they make noise. And so this comes from the ayayote tree. And so it's a fruit that's green and eventually it darkens. And so the way you harvest them is, well, the way we were taught is, you get the fruit and then you stomp on it to get into the seed. And so this is the seed. And so then you have to clean the inside of the seed
Do
so
not
that it's
eat
hollow.
the seed, it's poisonous.
Right. It's probably safe for some animal that eats it, but not for humans. And so they come in different sizes, and when they dry up, you have to boil them so that you could pry them open so that you could put in the string and then attach them. So it's a very lengthy process, and
Very worth it.
very worth it because it becomes your own because you put so much energy into it.
You're dancing with these on your feet, so they're literally touching your body in sweat. So.
And what they do is help us stay with beat and in sync with the drum. So when we are dancing, you could hear the beat in our feet.
And a danzate who's like been wearing them for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, you forget them sometimes. It feels like you're naked.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
weird.
it does.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
It does.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you're missing something.
Like, what are you missing? Your ayayotes.
Yeah, it's
But-
happened many times.
So in a sense of way, you can say that danza was preserved in this way as well.
Mm-hmm.
To,
To the
to
seeds.
continue, yeah. So you want to give an explanation on the flautas?
Yeah. And these are just flutes that are clay, because that's what the Mexica, the indigenous people, used at the time. They didn't have steel, even though they worked steel. There were no steel instruments because it was all made out of clay. So this was a
Wow.
turtle.
Do one.
Sounds really beautiful.
And this is who's
So this is an eagle warrior. This is a really cool story behind it. We got this one in Teotihuacan. We were at the pyramids, and the man that made it, this artist, he was amazing. He taught us how to play it on the spot. And want to share a story about this? How we saw him? How we saw him
Oh
again?
yeah, we met him 4 years ago and bought that one, right?
Uh-huh.
And then 4 years back,
Later.
4 years later, which was last year. Oh no, it was this year. We bumped into him again. And what's beautiful is that he is from that area, and that's what he dedicates his life to, making these clay figurines.
The preservation of the culture. That was his main message when we got the instruments. That was his mission to preserve our culture, and it's very inspiring. That's how we decided to come up with these videos too, through inspiration like him.
Did you play a little?
Oh.
You too, Claudia. And didn't he gift you guys this one as a gift?
No.
When you
No, that was
guys-
another one.
It was
Yeah.
another one. Do you want to give a little sound
Yeah.
tester? That one's very heavy.
So that one has the sound of an owl,
What's
hence
this
the owl.
rock right here?
This is an obsidian.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the belly.
So up next is copalero. This one was actually a gift to me, like back in
4 years ago.
4 years
4
ago.
years ago.
So we got
yeah.
this one.
Yeah, 4 years ago, Esau and Claudia actually bought me this as a gift because I wanted to take on the role of becoming a copalera. Still in the learning process, so I'll let Claudia explain a little more.
And so what we see here in the front is La Sorteo. So she is an energy of transformation, of letting go, and the energy of mess, because she takes in all the filth and creates beauty out of it. And so it's that energy represents in all of us the need to let go, because in essence, when you let go, beautiful things happen. So she is represented here on the fire, for the fire. The Malinche or the Copalera carries that to carry the energy. So the person who is in charge of the fire creates, in a sense, the energy and manages the energy. And traditionally, women hold the fire. However, modern times now, men have a calling for it too. And that's, in my sense, very acceptable because, men and women hold both female and masculine energy. So it's whatever calls you to certain instruments. Next one.
The faja?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. The faja. So this, don't know what the translation would be in English. How would you say faja?
Sash.
Sash? Oh, okay. A sash. So you wear it like this, and then turn around. And then you would tie it behind there, right? And you're able to knot it, right? Perfect. All right, turn around. And so this is in essence is for protection. Here is the center of the person, the center of the universe, and so we need that protection. And also women who are pregnant or are carrying babies, it should be mandatory to wear it, right? So you don't hurt your back. Mm-hmm. However, it's everyone's choice whether they decide to wear it, but traditionally it's advised to wear it for protection. And in some ceremonies, they won't even allow you in unless you have your faja.
Yeah, I've been to a ceremony where they didn't allow me in because I didn't have a faja. It was for a danza. And I didn't get why, but later on I found out why. It's to protect yourself. Because when you're dancing, you're praying, and you're at your weakest point, practically. So you need protection. And the sash, the faja, works as your protection to protect you from any bad eye, evil, or anyone who's trying to do bad to you, or just to protect yourself as a total.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sometimes if you're sensitive to energies, you could easily get hurt even, or even sick in ceremony because you received an energy that you didn't have protection against. So maybe not necessarily it's intended to you, but it comes towards you and your body accepts it because you don't have that protection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just medicine you can't handle.
Right,
Yeah, that too.
strong.
Yeah.
So then this little guy right here is this is a tepa, the flint, and it's a jaguar warrior, and our group is called Calitepa, KT Azteca TV, Calitepa, and so the reason we chose our group name, it's because the flint represents speaking with the tongue, speaking with a true tongue, right, Claudia?
Right.
Yeah.
Because there's this image, which is behind us, also in the image of the sunstone, also known as the Aztec calendar, the tongue is actually this right here, the obsidian.
Mm-hmm.
It's believed that there's two things that cut: fire and your word.
So we get careful with our words.
And also why we chose this symbol to represent us is because our hometown is in the state of Jalisco, and in Jalisco, this stone is in abundance.
Everywhere.
Everywhere you walk, you see it. Stones
Small
everywhere.
Big stones, everything.
Right.
It's crazy.
Well, right. To us, it seems crazy because here, a stone, you have to pay $10, and over there, it's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's a free for all.
Yeah. So, once we started learning that it's in our hometown, we started learning that this was actually something our people used to trade.
Yeah.
Because this was
it was a precious commodity. It was a precious stone.
Mm-hmm.
It was obsidian, jade, turquoise. Here's a little bit of jade. Obsidian and jade. Yeah. And cocoa beans.
Cacao.
Cacao. So yeah. Anything else?
Another instrument would be like your necklace. My necklace right here, it's jade. If you ever look at our danza outfits, we all have at least one piece of stone in our danza outfit, and that's just we're carrying again a little piece of home on us, and also to like protect us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So the next thing we're gonna show today is a little dance step. The introduction to every danza that you need to do before you could do danza is the one dance step that every group requires. El permiso.
Also known as the cross or la cruz.
So you guys ready?
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Permiso. As the background.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Just me or you two?
Just do.
Ya sé, papi va a agarrar papel. You want to put them on?
Yeah. I'll put them on my hand. Because right now with shoes, it's a little too hard.
You say you're going to put them on your hands?
Yeah, because with shoes it's too hard. Is that all? Oh, yeah, that's best.
tambor. Traditionally, it was drum with your hands. That's how they showed it in the codices. And then the danzantes were around. So we're going to show you guys a danza today. And you guys ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why are you putting yours in the hand again?
Because I have shoes on and I'm sick and I don't want to take off my shoes.
Oh, okay.
So word of advice is it's actually easier to dance without shoes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You will find some conditions where it's like extremely cold or extremely hot, and huaraches are recommended. So it's really getting
Not
to know
really shoes.
where you're gonna be dancing. Sometimes people practice indoors, sometimes outside, and ceremonies. Unless you ask, you probably won't know where you're gonna dance on, and
So be prepared.
try not to dance in shoes like that. This would be the do, and that would be the don't.
Yeah.
The final story is that I messed up my ankles by dancing with shoes. So
So the drum beat is simple. It's just.
Okay, so
Alright, so you wanna do
step
this
by step, yeah, first we'll do step by step. So it's 4 forward.
You want to show them how it
And 4
looks like,
backward?
and then do the step by step. So like just do a quick one, and then do step by step because you're showing them something, but they don't know what they're gonna be doing.
Okay.
Right. Ready?
Set, go.
Right. So,
4 steps forward and 4 steps back, and we do that twice. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then spin to the left. Spin to the right. Then right leg right. Forward, back, middle, left, 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 left leg left, forward, back, middle, right, 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 and then into the left. So this is one way to do it. There's variations to it. It's also considered a signature because each group will do it a certain different way. And so the way you do it will let someone know, oh, they're from that group.
yeah, it's funny. But once you're in danza for so long, you start to pick up the.
You'll recognize.
You start to recognize the difference between danzas and different drum beats.
Some will do it fast, some will do it slow, some will add like 3 extra steps to it.
But this step that we just showed you right now is basically the universal one.
The basic
so wherever
one.
you go, if you go, let's just say to New York, because there is danza in New York, they'll be doing the same step. And if you go to Chicago, they'll be just doing the same step. It's always the same basic step.
It never changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one more time.
One more time. All right.
And we got the pyramids behind us, so that's pretty cool.
Alright.
You guys wanna
End it with the song?
end it with a song?
Okay.
Alright, let's go
We'll
back
do a
to
song. We're going to go back to where the instruments are.
This time we'll take our deep way. You want to talk about the song?
Mi corazón o Nancy? Okay, so we're gonna do the song Mi Corazón, and so this is actually a Cuatro Noches original.
We got one of the original members
Yeah.
here, Claudia La Pacheca.
Pacheca in the house.
So the reason that this was created, this song, was to give thanks to the elements, because without the elements, we cannot survive.
Right.
Mi corazón por ti palpita. Mi corazón por ti palpita. Tierra, fuego, tierra. Fuego, tierra, fuego. Agua, viento, agua. Viento, agua, viento. Mi corazón por ti palpita. Mi corazón por ti palpita. Thank you. Oh.
So that concludes our session for today. Be sure to check in next week, and we would like to hear your thoughts and what would you like to hear. You could comment on our Instagram or down below, down the comments, any recommendations and what would you like for us to get into more into a topic. We're more than open to any topics.
Yeah, and we practice every Monday here in Riverside from 6:30 to 8:30 in
DM
Baltimore Park.
us for more information.
We should put it down here, like in the screen.
Boardwell Park, 2008, Martin Luther King Boulevard, Riverside, California.
Yeah, and then just to next week, just a sneak peek, we're gonna have Emilia from Corazon
Emilia
Counseling.
from Corazon Counseling. It's a facility about indigenous well-being, focus on mental health, focus on families, and postpartum, birth workers, a collective that just
they
opened
have
up.
Marriage counseling.
Yeah, just
they
bringing
have
back doulas.
Mommy and Me yoga. They have a lot to offer.
And yeah, she's a great woman, and she has plenty to talk about.
Yes.
And then more in the future, more artists to interview,
Sweat leaders,
Powwow
ceremony.
leaders.
danza
ceremony.
leaders, vendors.
We leave no one out.
No one out. It's like we said, this is a indigenous network, so everything that helps and makes and creates our indigenous people.
Yeah. So, again, my name is Tiara T2 Rad.
Easy Clacaen.
Claudia La Pacheca.
Thank you again for visiting us, and hope to see you next week.